Hi there, John Hunter with REL here. Listen, we're here to introduce you to the new Series S. This is the most intense work we've done in years. What Series S is to us is the core essence of our line. This is kind of the heart of REL. It's where everything really comes together. For us, this is really an incredibly important moment. These are the best S's in every sense of the word. They play louder, they go deeper, they hit faster, they hit harder. They're more delicate, they're more atmospheric. They do all of the things that we want in music and take care of the really difficult things that happen in 0.1 LFE for movie sound as well. So let's jump into this a little bit. There's a lot that's new to discuss. Before we get into the technical bits and bobs and why we did this and how we did that, one of the most important things that we recognized is we have two units in Series S that are as near reference as we can humanly make them. And those are the 212 and the Carbon Special. These are the black label. These are the best that we can make in Series S. Here we have the 550 and the 850, and these things are the heart and soul of S. They replace the 510 and the 812. So for example, the 550 is now actually a 600 watt amplifier, up about 100 watts from its predecessor, and the 850 is actually based on the 1,000 watt amplifier that we use in the 212. The 850 and the Carbon Special both use this big amp, this 1,250 watt amplifier that we limit down to its appropriate wattage by usage. So we've got Black Label, which is the 212 and the Carbon Special. These have always been the most special in the Series S line. And we have the 550 and the 850. They're simply better in every way than the predecessors. So many of you who will be watching this are going to be wondering, I already own and have loved my Series S. I have a 510 or I have an 812. What's the real difference between these and the new ones? Is what I have now somehow flawed or lesser? And the answer to that one, we'll just get that done right now. They were great. They were so great, it took us 6 years to come out with this new range because we needed them to be better in every way. And it's not easy to improve on something that was, by a huge margin, the best-selling medium chassis units we had ever produced. The 510, 812, current Carbon Specials, standard 212s, all of those are wonderful pieces. Nothing about what I'm going to say now is intended to make them somehow lesser. They're going to sound just as wonderful tomorrow morning when you turn them on as they ever have. What are the differences though? We have learned a lot from our time out in the field. We go into more stores than I'm certain any other subwoofer manufacturer on planet Earth. We help customers with difficult installations. We help dealers help their customers. We live this. We are in the field doing this all the time. We dial in 6-packs, probably 3 to 4 a week at this point. That doesn't include our work overseas, where Kirill probably does that much himself alone in the rest of the world. So we are cranking through these things and we learn more and more and more. We learn how to make rooms sound better. We learn where, frankly, the limits of what we can do are. So when we went to do this, we very quickly realized we needed an entirely new family of amplifiers. We needed more very fast refresh current. What does that mean? It means that when you're watching a really big scene in a movie that goes bang, 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 you need huge power supplies. It has to be able to sail through. That required us to go back and completely redesign the drivers, because once we solve that problem, we start finding out, oh my gosh, there's so much more we could get out of this amplifier, and it becomes this wonderful sort of self-regenerating circuit where you get the driver up to a certain state. Now you're able to push the limiter a little bit harder on the amp. We were able to catch 6 dB, which is, in human terms, 50% louder after we got through our first sign-off, after we went, that's better in every way. And we were then able to go back in and get another 6 dB out of both the 212 and the Carbon Special. So these are the things that drive us, right? We love to learn from everything we do. The biggest recent products that we did were the refs, and we were able to fold a lot of that learning from the refs back into these. So one of the things you'll notice when you go into a store is your first take is they look smaller. And that's because what people associate, the first thing that they hit is height. The taller something is, the more it breaks the airspace that you're looking at. These are something like 40, 50 millimeters shorter per unit, 2.5 inches less tall. They're wider, they're thinner in this dimension, and they're deeper. And what that gives you is something that if you're just doing a single or pairs, they actually look smaller in your room. If you're doing 6-packs, you'll find that, and this is completely coincidental, that they actually marry up better in terms of height with the vast majority of the speakers you would be thinking of doing a six-pack with. So the 850, 550 are available in high gloss, both black and white. There's 100 reasons for that, and one of them being white just looks so unbelievably sexy, we have to do it. For the 550, the 850 are absolutely stunningly gorgeous. We've got warm silver metal details on it. The badging is gorgeous. The backfill on the badging is more like we used to do with the Carbon Special. Everything has been taken up a notch or two. So the Carbon Special and the 212, they're only available in piano black lacquer. That's done because this is the part of the line that is almost always going to be paired in piano black lacquer. The kinds of speakers, the kinds of systems that they are evolved to adapt with almost demand piano black lacquer. When you get these home, take them out, set them down, and don't do anything but look at it. Look at it from different angles, see how we see it. And you'll realize just how beautifully evolved these are aesthetically, as well as the performance aspects. We invite you to come down to one of your talented dealers and experience the new Series S in person. You're going to be blown away.